I've heard that some Americans are worried that the situation in Iran is going to go on for so long that the higher gas prices are going to negatively impact your summer vacation. What? Are you serious? People over there were being killed by the thousands in their streets. They were gunned down by the regime just for protesting, which is a favorite American pastime. How many were killed for protesting in the streets, just wanting their freedoms? Well, per Amnesty International, January 2026 marked the deadliest period of repression by the Iranian authorities in decades of their research. Thousands were mowed down by police and guards, and the internet was also then shut down to hide their atrocities. And this is on top of decades of imprisonment of journalists and lawyers and activists and just regular citizens who just get disappeared without due process. They have forced confessions by use of torture, which means fake confessions by use of torture. Iran holds the highest rate of execution in the world, including protest-related charges. Harassment, violence, and execution of women, of ethnic minorities, and of LGBTQ individuals. How can anyone support that? How would you not want to help set these people free? Evil on this level warrants comparison with Hitler, unlike some others who are compared to Hitler nowadays. For the first time in decades, these people are getting a little bit of a breath of fresh air in the opportunity to take back control of their country and put it into the hands of those who will allow them to have freedom again. America's intervention can help stop this horrific practice long enough for them to take control back. But instead of getting behind it, instead of praying and helping and putting your voice out in the world to help garner support for such actions, to help for freedom, you're crying about your own selfish gas prices, your own selfish little vacation. God be praised that you were not the generation alive in the 1930s. Hitler would never have been stopped. Do you know what went on in the 1930s? Do you know what it takes to stop evil? Do you know what it took to stop evil at that time? To take down this type of bully dictator? Not Trump, real bully dictators. Do you know what it took? Gas prices. Heavens to Betsy. What about even just access to gas? It was limited. Do you know that? It was rationed. You got stickers A, B, or C. You only got an A sticker, which didn't allow you to get much access to gas at all if you were just a regular citizen. And then if you worked at some place that was considered an essential worker, even then you only got a B sticker. You got a C sticker only if your job directly supported the war efforts, and that allowed you to get first access to gasoline. Let's not even mention the prices. Items back then were assigned points. You had a very limited number that you could use per week or month. This is a ration book from World War II. This is my mom's ration book. You had to have the stamps that were inside in addition to your money in order to purchase items. These are what the stamps looked like. Once you ran out of stamps, you couldn't buy it, right? And the fine for violating this was $10,000 back then, for imprisonment or both. Now, $10,000, you might go, still a lot of money today. That's over $200,500 today. So it'd be like being fined $250,000 for violating this. For simple things like, what did this cover? Meat, butter, cheese, canned goods, sugar, and here comes the big one. It's going to be hard for people. Coffee. Some of y'all died right there. I know you just say, let Hitler win. Let him have it. I need my Starbucks. Come on now. Even clothing was limited. You could only make a certain amount of purchases because they were conserving on fabric. And you were typically limited to 3 pairs of shoes per year. Wouldn't be a problem for me, but I'm not a shoe horse. Some people are. 3 pairs per year. Now, did people back then just cry and scream, we have to stop, we need to get out of there, impeach the president? No, of course not. What did they do? They got creative. They adapted. They overcame. They planted gardens to help supplement their food, and they called them victory gardens. It kept them motivated. It helped them focus on what all of this hard work was for. In that way, they were participating in taking down evil with everybody that was over there fighting. And might I need mention, the 183,000 just Americans that died to take Hitler down. Y'all can't make it past 15. And I'm not saying that every single life doesn't matter, but to take down evil, knowing how many they killed 50,000 in Iran of their own people in 2 days in January of this year in 2026. Is somebody's life more important than another's? It is better to give your own life for another. There is no greater love than to give your life for another. Bear up. Get a little bit stronger. There's absolutely no gumption left, no backbone and no fortitude, it seems like, in this country and in this generation. If you're worried that much about how the higher gas prices are going to affect your precious vacation this summer, let me help you get creative. Maybe go camping, Snowflake. It's an American tradition. Do that instead of going to an expensive resort. Save a little bit of money. Or instead of buying a brand new swimsuit that you don't really need for this year, use the money that you would have spent on that, put it into your gas fund to cover the couple of extra dimes you need per gallon to cover your gas tank. And then while you're in your older swimsuit, which is probably still just fine as it was last year, while you're in that, you could be proud knowing that you're able to help secure the freedom of some poor woman over in Iran who's not even allowed to wear a swimsuit without being executed. Think about others before yourself. Try to do what's right before what's comfortable. And for heaven's sakes, bear up and get some moxie back, America. You're embarrassing.